I just wanna thank you. Okay, coffee is ready. Life is grand. What a day. What a start to a beautiful day. Cheers to your coffee, or, well, coffee for me, it's morning. If you're in the States, it might be an adult beverage, cocktail or glass of wine. It's Saturday night. What's up, Tana? Big love and hugs to you, girl. How are you, lady? Love that you keep in contact with me on Instagram and send me all these funny things. Yeah. Some serious stuff too, some conspiracy stuff, but yeah, some funny stuff. I love it. I'm doing great, girl. How are you? How was your Saturday? Mine was fantastic. I spent it in Bangkok. I made a bunch of small videos. I haven't posted them. I'll have to go through them and figure it out, but I did a bunch of different videos in Bangkok yesterday. It was like trains, planes, and automobiles. I was on my motorbike for 45 minutes, on a bus for 3 hours, on a train for 45 minutes, on a subway for 30 minutes, on a boat for 45 minutes. Like, it's crazy yesterday, man. I was everywhere. Yeah. Y'all in the northern tier are facing winter. Cheers, by the way. It is still in the 20s, 628. Yes, do stay warm. It's easy for my mom to kind of do a secondary heating on the house because of all of us kids. She was always cooking or baking or something like this. So the kitchen was always like a source of heat other than the heater itself, yeah, or the heaters. Yeah, they build homes completely different in the tropics, let me tell you. They don't build them like the northern tier houses. These walls are thin, there's nothing in between them. Yeah, you can even see light. Oh, 52. Yeah, that's fresh. You got to keep your house warm. Hypothermia can start at like 55 or something ridiculous like that. Can't mess around. Can't mess around with it. I don't know. What is it now here? It's about 83, 82, 83 this morning. Maybe that's right. That sounds about right. What's up, Snugglebaits? How you doing, buddy? At 3:30 p.m. and you're ready to go back to bed already. Yeah, nothing wrong with a nice little nap. I love a nap. I think I'll take one today. I'm not sure. I just woke up from a nap. See, you savage. Yeah, wonderful day. Take a nap right there. Right there, if I can. I got to go into town again for some friends today, so maybe I won't. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. I know, Simon, you were saying last time we chatted that you were going to be spending more time at home. Are you doing an in-home work? And how is that going? And how's every little thing? I can tell you this coffee is good. Whoever made it deserves a raise. Yeah, Spanish, yeah. Deep tizzle in the hizzle. Oh, maybe that's Dean Martin. It might be Italian. Yeah. Que sera, sera. I think it's from Dean Martin. Anywho, how's it going, DT? How's your wife? How's your mom? How's the dog? How's your laundry machines doing? Those things deserve a raise. Man, Bangkok was fun. Got to see my buddy from Kurdistan. Hadn't seen him in Kurdistan, Iraq. I hadn't got to see him in a couple of years. So it's good to hang out and catch up and just, put a hug on a guy, shake his hand and share a coffee and this stuff. Distance, it's nice because we can hang out. You can see me. Hi. You can see here. Hi. Yeah. We can have a coffee or a smoke or share a joke. Right? What's that song? Grasp and reach for a leg of hope, sing it, oh my mother. That's Blister in the Sun, I think. Anywho, it's good to be with people. So remember to do that. Get close to your old friends, and it was worth it. I spent, like I said, it was a 3.5-hour bus trip both ways. So that's 7 hours plus 45 minutes on the train both ways. That's an hour and a half plus another 40 minutes in the subway. You know what I mean? Just to go see him and spend literally like 3 hours together. We had a couple of coffees. We listened to some music, talked a bunch of crap, and that was it. It was time to go. I had to get back on the tram and all this stuff to get back to the airport and get to the bus stop and all this. It's worth it. It sounds like a lot of hassle to go and see a friend, but it's super important that we do it. Super important that we do it. He's headed north into Thailand, and then he'll be doing some things with the Free Burma Rangers. So he made it a point to spend an extra couple of days in Bangkok on the way in. So I made it a point to go and see him. Just like doing these streams, sometimes you're like, oh, I don't mind. I like to do it, man. It's fun. But sometimes people might get worn out, but it's this community. We get to hang out. Made both of our days. Shit, DT, that made both of our months or more, right? That's just it means a lot when you care and you can get the time. And life doesn't always give you the opportunities to just make things smooth and happen. So yeah, it was good that I did it. Yeah, very meaningful. Nice. Yeah, dude, that's exactly it. Dude, I'm just hanging out with you. We need to hang out more. That's what it is. And it's not just always just like this, right? It's not just chatting. Oh, we talk all the time. No, we don't hang out. Like I can't feel you from over there. Not all touchy, but you know what I'm saying. We need it. Our mental health needs it. Yeah, it's not just good for me to go see him, it's good for him. Yeah, this is important. We're going to need it. Yeah, so there was more foreigners than I have seen in a long time yesterday. I was hanging out with a bunch of foreigners from all over the place too. Let me see if I can remember all of them. There was a girl from Tunisia, some from the Netherlands, from Switzerland, from Germany. There's a guy from Italy, a girl from France. I'm from the U.S. and my friend from Kurdistan, Iraq. Another guy from the U.S., California, but he had moved to Iowa. Yeah, he was born in California. But anyway, that's awesome. It was more white faces, well, or whatever, more foreigner faces than I had seen in a while. Man, it was great to hang out. And I was the old man of the group. Yeah, I'm the old guy. So, but they were a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. And I'm very observant. It's a blessing and a curse sometimes. It's a pain in the butt to see the things that you can see when you pay attention that you don't want. Later you're like, geez, I wish I didn't have to see that or know that. But the state of self worth in the generations following mine seems to be declining. Yeah, their self worth is low, and they have to have a lot of, I don't know, more than just attention. Oh yeah, Simon. Yeah, you're on that. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. I don't want to put it too harshly, but yeah, they're incomplete. That's the best way to put it. Incomplete. Um, so it helps me because I help to. I've got a lot of, I don't know. I'm not a mentor. I'm not a leader. I'm not a, but I've got wisdom and experience. Yeah, I have to say that. I can be humble all day long, but I do have experience, and I have used it wisely, and I can give that to other people. And seeing the young guys, and there's trying to live that upstanding life, and being pushed by the pressures of the world that just constantly all the time throw the negativity at them. And now it's nice that I get to see that, and how that is working in those generations, so that I can better relate to them. I'm an old fart. I'm not old fart, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, dude. Wow. It's really important. That tutoring, it's not just about the education of the particular track that you're on. It's about communicating, right? It's about having that time with them, and they have an adult figure that they can eventually trust, if even if it takes a while, with tutoring or education. I have several friends who are tutors. I've, I've been in education for quite a while. Well, training anyway, I guess you could say, but not like school education, but I've been teaching. I'm a trainer of trainers. Yeah, that's good, man, that you get out to see people. tutoring those teenagers too. Yeah, they're going through a rough world right now, man. Holy crap. And the teenagers that you're tutoring, right, they're behind probably still from COVID, the lockdown and separation and all this kind of stuff that they couldn't learn, even if they were really learning slowly in the first place, in person. Wow. They got an uphill battle, this generation. Any kid that was in education during the lockdowns has an uphill battle for sure. We all do. It's just another angle, I guess, if you want to put it that way, another degree. But they get reduced degrees of difficulty because they have technology that's increasing to help them in many ways if they don't lean upon it. But yeah, so Bangkok was great yesterday. Get back to the topic at hand. I don't know if you heard the language app called Preply. You've probably seen a bunch of advertisements for it, but I've gone through their tutor development. I did that very quickly and got approved as a tutor for teaching English as a second language online very, very quickly because of my background. But I never went active. I never started taking on because it was just the timing wasn't quite right. And it's a scheduled commitment. You have to be there for them. They're coming to you. Yeah, you have to be there. So you've got to make sure, like probably what you're doing. That's why you're home now. Yeah, so you're making yourself available to be a better tutor. It's important. Oh, zero effort. I don't even recognize. This is something I don't even recognize. Again, that's from a distance all the way over here, but I don't even recognize I guess the entirety of the U.S., but especially these departments like education. What are you doing? How are you making these decisions? What is happening? Where are the parents? They should be like with pitchforks going to these meetings. Yeah, no way, man. No way do they get to do the school boards like they're doing. Oh, woof, dude. Yeah, no. Look, it's math is probably the weakest subject in Thailand. Uh, you'll have shop owners their entire lives they've had a shop that sells whatever. They don't use a register, they just use a calculator to figure out what it is, but they can't add these simple numbers up. I'm standing there ready to give them the exact amount that they want, and they're still trying to figure it out. And uh, yeah, 11th grade honor student who can't put these numbers together in their head. Yeah, one of my friends here, Esther from Singapore, she's a math tutor, and she has, I think, 8 or 9 students or more. She was a teacher for like 20 years in Singapore, and then came to Thailand and now does it online with great success. Yeah, her students are just excelling like rockets, just amazing. Well, it's all about the result in the graduate, right? A student could call a school better or worse, or so could a parent. But what are the results? What do they retain? How do they apply it? Um, these are the things that are evident, right? Through education, what their knowledge actually is, and how they apply their obtained education. They have great. Don't get me wrong. There's always a scale of like there's some really good universities here and stuff like this. There's some great private schools here. They're super expensive. The public school system is a disaster. Flat out. If I had $1 billion, I would put $1 billion into global education for kids, man. That's it. I would. That's it. Live as broke as I am now, and I'd put $1 billion into educating the kids. It's terrible. but it would all go towards applied knowledge, not application. Applied. Everything can be learned through physics and applied in physics. You know, and it depends on what her characteristics were. I don't know if she was comparing, like, look, the students in Thailand, they behave, they sit there and they shut up. But this is a problem. They're really not encouraged to ask any questions, but just to take, you know what I mean, what they're given. And so they have greater respect for authority, and they spend a whole lot of time in cultural instruction and education to retain Thailand's culture. So I appreciate that. Yeah. But it seems like that's the weighted thing, because they're all into their dances and performing these arts and all these things, but they don't have the ability to add 10 and 15 together. So how are they going to work their life out and be more beneficial? But here, you also have to remember, right, they're subjects, not citizens. Right? This is a kingdom, not a democracy. But yeah, application. How do they get to apply it? And the cultural history of Thailand is kind of counter education. They lean into their culture. Yeah, the phones have ruined things. It has ruined certain things. The good thing about phones, if we skip generations out of the children, out of youth, the young adults in Thailand, I would say in this age group, I'm going to put basically 23 to 22, 23 to 28, 27, 28, this age group, they are using, they see the world through their phones, and they want a better world for Thailand because of what they see on their phones, right? It's not that it's accessible for the nation, but why isn't it? And they're at least asking the questions. Why can't we? Why couldn't we do it this way? You know what I mean? And they're the pushing people that are going to be voting as the next, as the years go on. And they do vote. They vote for parliament and all this. But they see that they want things that they don't have. And the good thing is that they're able to see them from a distance, so that they can put in things that they don't like, you know what I mean? Or pull out things they don't like and put in, use what they do, as other nations mess up with things. So there's kind of an advantage of being just a step behind or two. Yeah, right. It's different. Yeah. I wouldn't want to change Thailand. I wouldn't want to add or change or delete. It is what it is, and it's beautiful as it is. But, right, the big word, big but. Well, they don't live like we live in the U.S., but look at the debt that we have in the U.S. for the stuff that we say we own and stuff. They have very simple houses and living conditions and simple kitchens and simple bathrooms. They don't go out of their way to try and match tiles. Even in replacement, you'll see like there's a red one because they had a red one, and that tile broke, and they're not going to go try and find this green pattern that they had. There's a red one. Why spend money? This is how they'd make different choices, and they're happy. It's one of the greatest things about Thailand. The people are happy. They're happy. Yeah, if you see one that's upset or in a argument, it's serious. It's not just some kind of surface kind of altercation or disagreement. It's significant. Yeah, they will take a lot of crap before they get to the point of anger. They don't like violence or aggression in any way. When they get to the point of aggression, it's over. So they're very much against it. And when Westerners come here, you can say you're not aggressive, but you don't know your own culture. especially Americans. As an American, I have learned that I didn't know my American culture of aggression. Even if you're a peaceful and calm person, we still carry that culture of American aggression inside of us. It's subtleties. Yeah, it's hard to point out, but you can see it in the difference when you're in another place. You're like, oh yeah, or if you're paying attention. They're so happy here. So they have less, but you see more teeth, man. In the villages up in the north, everybody's smiling there. They don't have, you look around, they have nothing that we would in the West calculate as something that's of ownership or value or, you know, uh, and I've recently really started, well, not recently, I've been doing it, but now consciously making an effort to just step back in technology anywhere I can. Yeah, the tutoring is good. You spend a little, yeah, materialism, so that's capitalism. It's pushed upon us as well as we are vulnerable to it internally. Yeah, we don't own anything. Oh, my birds. My goodness, they're so loud. Yeah, when you need external stuff to identify with, then again, you're incomplete internally. And maybe it's an easy topic of conversation to be talking about a Yeti cooler or the next iPhone or the next uh, coffee mug or TV or car, right? It's conversation stuff. It's about stuff, but it's pretty low level conversation. People really need to get back into the way of talking about concepts and ideas, and this is what grows. Grows the world. Are the birds loud in the background? Rowdy birds. You like coffee, Snuggle Beans? Simone. Can I call you Simone? It sounds French. Yeah, that's really rough too. Yeah, over exaggeration of life itself to try and gain sympathy. Look, it sounds rough, but as a child, when I was young, when I was a boy, maybe 7, I think it was something like this. My father told me, if you're looking for sympathy, you'll only find it in the dictionary between shit and syphilis, and that's pretty young. Yeah, I mean, everybody's probably heard this phrase, but that's pretty young to hear that phrase, and it didn't stick. I don't know, whatever. You still whine as a kid, but they were pampered their whole lives. What happens when you overprotect somebody is they become ineffective or unable. They don't know how to address a problem when it comes because you keep preventing them from experiencing problems. So they're incapable. They're not fully developed. We can't protect them from everything. We love our children and we want to love them. They're the most precious possible thing we could ever dream of. Yeah. But we've got to get them ready enough so they can take the shots that life is going to give them. I think this is big, man, right? Got to get out of that victim mentality, man. That's just, I have been there. I have done that, and I've seen how stupid and, yeah, what a whining baby. Yeah, no question. Don't look at your disadvantages, even if you do have them, whether you're a victim or not, whether it's real or not. Look at where you are not a victim, if that's the case. To talk, say that. In, I wasn't special forces, but I worked with them. Yeah. Um, uh, and one of the things getting to talk about the guy, what was his name? I forget. Anyway, too far into it. He told me that special forces talks about surfaces and gaps when they look at something, an objective. There's surfaces that they can't possibly go through, and that's not the way to go. And there's gaps that they try to exploit and open up and do what they do. And that's really what I'm talking about. You got to look internally and find your surfaces and be like, all right, this is something I don't have the skill to do. Right? We're not all given all skills for all things in this world. And then you look at the skills that you do have, like you're doing right now with tutoring. Yeah, you're kind-hearted. You have that some nurturing, because you've gone through some pain in your life. So you know what it's like, and you don't want to give it. You don't want others to receive it or experience it. So this is why it's happy for you. You like it because it has good value for you. That's super important. That's how you find out what you're supposed to do in life, not you know uh, based on income, which is so important to everybody. I mean, yeah, you gotta have money in this world. It does make things move. But the greater happiness comes from inside, I guess. That's what I'm saying. Nearly 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. over there in the U.S. Central Time. So other people will start to come on to their live streams if they haven't already. I just kind of jump on when I don't see anybody else and I feel like talking. Yeah, distracted by their phones. Afraid, petrified to be bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I want to do something. I'm bored. That's all a cell phone is. It's ego, image, and just to keep yourself in attention of something else. Dare to be bored. That should be the slogan of the next next 10 years. Dare to be bored. Get to some place where you're just like, yeah, not doing anything, not thinking about anything, not pushed by anything. No anxiety inside to go and have to do something. Get to a place where you're just fully okay with being bored. It's not bad. You don't have to call it bored. You understimulate it. No, I know, Simon. When I said that, I'm like, yeah, I could do absolutely nothing and not be bored. But you know what I'm saying. kind of had described that looking for being bored in a different way, uh, but rather to find places where you feel like you don't have any stress or you're not very stressed or whatever, but then find a place that when you go there you still feel stress come off of you. You know what I mean? That you didn't know was down in there. Because that's where we hold it, yeah, all deep inside. We don't hold it on the surface where we got to mentally calculate it all the time. So you got to find those places where or those moments or activities, or yeah, I think it's a place for me. It's nature. I think this is forgotten and turned away by whatever necessity of society and location to employment and all of this and whatnot, but development, uh, access to stores and goods, whatever. But to get somewhere on a beach, in a forest, in a garden, I don't know, go on a damn golf course and just sit in a sand trap. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, we get it. You're awake. Good morning. Whenever you come to Bangkok, bring good walking shoes because you're going to put on some kilometers. Yeah, it's getting cold, but look at this. Hurricane season's over. The last couple of weeks have been very windy and cold at night here. Well, cold for Thailand, and without a heater, anything below 60 is whoa, you know? Excuse me. Oh, I know you won't hear that. It's Sunday morning, and Sunday is like the only day they don't work in Thailand. They work usually 6 days a week. So Saturday nights are rowdy everywhere. Even out here last night was like, doo, doo, doo. Someone was having a party. Big bonfire, like 50-foot flames. I saw when I was driving home. Huge fire and party. And now across the river here, I can hear them. I love it. But it's this old classic Thai instrument, classic songs. Just I don't understand the lyrics, so that's just like another instrument being played, and this Thai music melody that goes across, with the birds, and man, magic, magic. All right, well, it is after 7. My goodness. Good morning. Those birds are excited. I figure some of my other friendship circle are going to be live and streaming. I like to hang out with them. And that's kind of why I went here, just to hang out for a bit. Simon, it is super awesome that you stopped in and had a chat with me today, dude. I don't have a bird feeder. They're nuts. There's so many birds here. No, I haven't fed them a scrap, nothing. It's just I'm in I'm in nature, man. Yeah, there's cranes and eagles and hawks and parrots and hornbills and these stunt birds, I call them, and it's nuts. I hope to get some 24-hour nice cameras up and like do some streaming this way, like a website or something, just of the farm. Once I get chickens going and it's more active out here, I'll do something like this. Yeah, no, they just they in groups. These birds I call my stunt birds. They fly in like 20 or even up to 50. Sometimes only four, but they fly along the river down here, and then they fly up the embankment, which is really steep, over the top of this house, down the other side, and then across the top of the bananas. Yeah, like every day in groups, they just kind of, like they're having their fun. I would if I was a bird and I could fly. I'd be having a grand time. So they got to be doing their games. Little bitty hummingbirds that I first thought were bumblebees. Yeah, on this one jasmine bush in the morning, just as the sun is rising. Yeah, they want to get in and get out before other big things come around. And I thought they were bumblebees because they flew past me like, and I'm like, oh, there's a big old little bee right there. And then I took some videos and pictures and shared them with some people. And then I zoomed in on one, and it was this tiniest, smaller than my pinky thumb, way smaller. Yeah, I couldn't believe how tiny it was. Hummingbird, bright green and yellow when I zoom way in. Yeah, amazing. My mother would have passed out in excitement. she would have completely passed out. She was always trying to get hummingbirds. That was her stuff around the garden. But yeah, here they're aplenty. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna boogie. I'm gonna go catch some other friends' streams. Appreciate you coming by. Excellent, excellent, excellent to talk to you and have a conversation, brother. Good that you're getting out and seeing some friends, and I'm happy that your tutoring is going well. Are you guys gonna let me talk? All right, take care. Anybody that watches this video later, thank you for checking it out. I don't do it for subscribers. I'm not going to try and make a penny off of 8 million views or nothing like that. I just like to share the nature and I like to chat and have some conversations about deeper topics than the superficial stuff that mostly goes along. I like to talk about concepts and ideas like we did today a little bit, doing some traveling, spending some time in nature. So yeah, stop by again and share where you are when you find that place that where stress just kind of comes off. Like I said, you don't feel stressed or anything, but when you go there, something makes you feel just lighter with the world. So share that place with me because that's what I want to share with you. Thank you. God's blessings. Have a wonderful day.